welcome to a UCL Fantasy video. This is going to be a team selection video for Matchday 7 or Game Week 7, however you want to call it, the round of 16 first leg. And I have made a few changes from my first draft video if you want to check that out as well. And I'm planning on doing a deadline stream 1 hour before the deadline, obviously, on the Tuesday at 7 p.m. GMT. And if this video gets more than 70 likes, then it will definitely happen. And yeah, I'll be explaining some of the changes because I keep on saying this. UCL Fantasy don't update their game regularly. Compared to FPL where they're on the dot as soon as some piece of news comes out, whether it's an injury or an illness, they update the game. Here, there's long-term injuries that just don't get flagged, and they probably won't until, let's say, the Monday or the Tuesday. But we'll have to wait and see there. And some things have been kept the same, and it's a similar structure, but yeah, there are quite a few changes. So I'm going to be discussing it, and the first one, obviously, starting from the back, my goalkeepers, I've changed both of them. As you can see, I'm starting Hitz, and that's because he is Borussia Dortmund's first choice keeper. However, he is making quite a few mistakes, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But for his price, if he's going to start, that's good defensive cover for Dortmund. And the more I look at it, Dortmund are on a really bad run, so I don't really expect too much there. I think Sevilla could actually go through. Obviously, Champions League is different. It's a different competition to the domestic leagues, but Sevilla look pretty decent, and they are on a bit of a run. They beat Barcelona recently in the Copa del Rey in the first leg. But yeah, it's going to be a difficult one for Dortmund. And at one point I had 3 or 4 Dortmund players, but I don't think that's advisable. I actually think Dortmund could go out. But either way, let's say Dortmund do get knocked out. I'm not too bothered about changing my second keeper. That would be a bit of a luxury transfer, but pretty good backup for 4.1 million, should play. So I am going with Hitz. And as you can see, I went with Ederson over Wojciech Szczesny. And Manchester City, once again, just keeping clean sheets for fun. Probably the best defence in Europe. I'm trying to think of someone who kind of compares there. Maybe Atletico, not too far off, but even then I think Man City, in terms of the quality on show in goal, their fullbacks, their centre-backs, and the protection they get from their defensive midfielder, and also just how they defend as a team and how they dominate matches. I know Borussia Mönchengladbach are a good team and they could cause trouble. They could even score a couple of goals, but quite confident about Manchester City going through and a double up in their defence. Pretty happy with. So I've got Ederson in there, and we'll have to wait and see. And I would advise to try not overload too much from, certain teams. So, for example, don't try just to have 4 players from one team, then 3 in another, and then 3 in another, and then 3 in another. Try to spread it out if possible. But as you can see here, I've got 4 Manchester City players here at the moment and 3 Bayern. But apart from that, pretty even. I've got maybe 1 or 2 from every other team here. But it also depends on who you think is going to go through. That should play a part in your thinking, as well as who is a good asset, who's going to get me points, because ultimately you want to carry these players through to the next round. And you want to avoid making transfers of, players who are knocked out. You don't want a squad where 6 or 7 or more of your players are knocked out. But then again, it's unpredictable this season, and I do expect quite a few upsets to happen. But yeah, that is my goalkeeper situation at the moment. I've still got Koundé. There is Araujo from Barcelona who I could go for, but at the moment I'm just going for Koundé. And he scored a great goal against Barcelona, a great solo goal. He's got that in his locker. And yeah, he could do something against Dortmund. He could even go through. So got him in there. The problem would be is if Sevilla get knocked out, finding someone else around this price bracket is going to be difficult. So it may require downgrades elsewhere and a bit of a restructuring. But Koundé, very, very good for his price. 3.9 million is a steal. Imagine having someone on FPL from a decent team like Sevilla. That would be incredible. And Joshua Kimmich, probably not going to change. Yeah, he just offers everything, attacking potential, the clean sheets can come. But to be honest with Bayern, I don't expect too much. They're a very offensive team. But if Bayern score goals, Kimmich is likely to be involved. And he's just such a good player. I think he is worth that luxury price of 6.6 million. So I've got him in. And a bit of a change here. So I did have Jose Maria Jimenez, who for me is probably the best player you could get from Atletico Madrid, but he is out for 3 weeks at least with an injury, and Hermoso is filling in for him, so he should be nailed. He's starting every game, and he's only 4.2 million, so I think he could be a good differential, only 1% ownership. And one thing I do like about my team in UCL Fantasy, as opposed to, let's say, FPL, I've got quite a few differentials where I could gain a big rank boost if they obviously perform. But yeah, the next best thing for me, apart from Jimenez, is just going to another Atletico defender, and Hermoso. got 13 points in the last time he played. Hopefully he can do something similar against Chelsea. But obviously, with 4.2 million, it's good to kind of, I wouldn't say lower our expectations, but be more realistic. But I think he could be a very good differential. And going forward, yeah, we've got Joao Cancelo also, the double up in defence. I could have Diaz, probably a bit more nailed, and John Stones, but Joao Cancelo, I think just the attacking threat, playing in midfield pretty much, and assuming so much responsibility offensively for Manchester City. He's so important. And if Manchester City are going to go far in this competition, I think Cancelo is going to be one of the key figures in that. So hopefully he does play pretty much all of these games, along with the Premier League matches, and he gets rested maybe in the FA Cup and other competitions. But yeah, Joao Cancelo is the ideal pick from Manchester City defence. He is the most expensive, but there is a reason for that. If not, I may go to John Stones or Ruben Diaz, but we'll have to wait and see there. And the other one, Christian Romero, I already had him. And despite the fact that Real Madrid-Atalanta is a tough one to call, it's 50-50, could go either way. Christian Romero, so long as he plays in Champions League, he's going to get plenty of points for ball recoveries, even clean sheets, assists, goals. He's a very good player, one of the top scorers this season in the Champions League, if not top actually, but he's been fantastic. And going forward into the midfield, I do have Phil Foden, who I will be honest, I'm not too sure about, but Diego Jota is out, and I discussed this in my last video. Although he is not flagged, Diego Jota is most likely missing another 2 or 3 weeks worth of action, and will he just be rushed back in? Probably not. So if he does make it, it will probably be for the second leg, but for the first leg, yeah, very, very unlikely. But I do have Phil Foden, and I kind of cover City's attack this way because I also have İlkay Gündoğan, who once again just proving to be a great asset in FPL, and hopefully he can translate that form into the Champions League. And as I discussed previously, he tends to do well in the group stages anyway, but he is even more advanced than ever. So if he can keep making those great penetrating runs, and he brings all the creativity and all of that he has, he could be one of the best assets on UCL also. And covering City's attack and defence this way, I'm fairly confident they'll go through. Hopefully they don't bottle it like they tend to do in the Champions League. And then, yeah, I think Manchester City players are the way to go. Maybe 4 players is too much. Maybe just go for 3. But I'm pretty confident that they'll go through. But the most likely to make way out of those 4 is Phil Foden. Now, this is a problem, unfortunately. Cuadrado, for his price, in my opinion, probably the best you can get, because not only is he in a team that you expect to go through, just an assist machine and offers great value. The problem with him is that he came off at halftime injured, so there is a possibility he misses the Porto game, and I hope he doesn't, because I'll be honest, I look around his price, there is Sergio Oliveira, there are a few options, but not to the same level of Cuadrado, who's going to offer you a bit more consistency. He's nailed. I discussed this also in my last video, the first draft video for Champions League Fantasy, and Pirlo plays in pretty much every single game, right? Whether he's a right back, a right mid, whatever. Cuadrado plays nearly every single game, and apart from Ronaldo, probably the most nailed Juventus player you could get. So really like the look of this guy. Hopefully he does make it. So if there are any updates about this guy, I'll let you know on Twitter, so follow me on that, and also on YouTube, whether it's in a community post or in my next live stream and future videos. But yeah, hopefully he does make it. Now, Jorginho's a bit of a weird one. I mean, to be honest, Chelsea, Atletico is also, I wouldn't say 50-50. I do expect Atletico to go through, but Chelsea have a chance. And Jorginho's been decent. He seems nailed under Tuchel. He's on penalties, and he can get some ball recovery points. So with Jorginho, he's just there, around 6 million. There's him, Emre Can, Casemiro. Probably the other 2 are better with ball recovery points. And there is Danilo Pereira, who I've mentioned to some of you, but the problem with him is that he's lost his spot in that PSG side. But yeah, Jorginho, Emre Can, even Marcos Llorente, he's another one, and Casemiro around 6.5, 6 million or 5.8 million. They're the best options you can get. But yeah, at the moment I've gone for Jorginho. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. I may change it to Emre Can, but as I said, I'm not too confident about Borussia Dortmund going through. And Kingsley Coman, I mean, I'm covering Bayern's attack pretty intensely here by having him and Lewandowski and also Joshua Kimmich. But Kingsley Coman is very explosive, and not even that much, or should I say, his ownership isn't that high, only 15%, and it goes, it's the same pretty much across my whole team, maybe not with my forwards, as we'll delve into very soon, but Kingsley Coman could be a very good differential. Lazio are a decent side, but defensively leave a lot to be desired, so I expect Bayern to score plenty of goals there. And Moving on to the front three, probably the most template you'll see in my whole squad, but Lewandowski. I think the fixture is what appeals to me most. If Neymar was, injury-free, and also if he had a slightly better fixture, I'd definitely want Neymar, maybe ahead of Lewandowski. But that fixture for Bayern, I expect Bayern to go at least into the quarterfinals or semi-finals. So Lewandowski could be a very good asset. There is Messi around the same price. I don't know, just with Barcelona, very iffy. They have been good recently. They are on a 11-game unbeaten streak in La Liga, I believe. But their defense is so bad, and that can translate across the whole team. With Bayern, I'm more secure of them going through. Barcelona could get knocked out by PSG. That's more of a 50-50 game, and one probably the most interesting tie. But Bayern, Lazio, you'd expect Bayern to go through, and Lewandowski to be in and amongst the goals. But 37% ownership, not too surprised there. And moving on to Cristiano Ronaldo, I did have Morata before, and to be fair, Morata's got more points this season, more goals, but Ronaldo did miss the first two games, but he grew as the tournament went on, and great performance against Barcelona and against Porto. I think he could do really well, and him, Morata, Cuadrado, and maybe Danilo or Szczesny, the best players you can get from Juventus in my opinion. And Ronaldo, I expect good things from him. I don't know if Juventus are going to go into the semis or the final, but pretty confident they'll go to the next round, and Ronaldo will do well so long as he's in the tournament. And then lastly, Haaland. There is a debate to be said, maybe go a bit cheaper with your third striker, maybe go to En-Nesyri from Sevilla, who has been rested and he's looking very sharp. But Haaland, I think, if he's fit, fully fit, and to be honest, he's slowly building back that fitness, he could be explosive. And 30% ownership, it would have been higher before his injury in game week 5, I believe, or matchday 5. But yeah, Erling Haaland remains a great captaincy option, a reliable player, and if Borussia Dortmund go through, it will be probably largely due to him and his goals. But yeah, Sevilla Dortmund is going to be a very interesting game. I expect plenty of goals. Hopefully I haven't jinxed it there. But Erling Haaland, probably I would want in my team. And looking across, pretty happy with this team. Obviously 4 City at the moment, but I may change Foden. I've got triple Bayern, I've got double Juventus, I've got 1 Sevilla, 2 from Dortmund, although one of them is basically a backup keeper. I've got 1 from Chelsea, 1 from Atletico Madrid, and 1 from Atalanta. So a bit of a nice mix, although I have gone very heavy on 2 teams. But apart from that, a nice mixture, although I may change Phil Foden, as I said. But let me know what you think about my team down in the comment section below. And if you like this team and you enjoy this video, smash the like button and subscribe if you're new around here. And if you enjoy this sort of content, then I'll be doing a deadline stream 1 hour before the deadline on the Tuesday, and yeah, 1 hour before the deadline obviously, and more UCL Fantasy videos, whether it's team selection videos and all of that, and also FPL, more to come from there. And we still got games going on pretty much for the whole week, so yeah, there's a lot of football to be played in all competitions, and we're pretty much absorbing everything every single day. But appreciate everyone who watched this video, and hopefully this has helped you. And if you need any help or any suggestions, comments, then obviously just feel free to message me on Twitter or Instagram, or just reply to my tweets, and also send your teams also on YouTube, whether it's a comment section or whatever. I'm here to help, and all the very best of luck. And just remember to get your teams locked in. Remember about the substitutions, and try to have a captaincy lined up for every single day. And speaking in my case with this team, my captain, obviously I don't have anyone on the Tuesday, but on the Wednesday, Ronaldo or Haaland would be my captain. And then going forward, Atletico, Chelsea, not interested. So yeah, it'd be Lewandowski again on the Tuesday if needed. And on the Wednesday, I'd probably captain Ilkay Gundogan the way he's playing at the moment. But yeah, pretty much it's good to have a plan. And hopefully things go well in UCL Fantasy. I had a pretty rocky start, but a very strong end to the group stage. Hopefully I can continue that form here, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Need luck on my side this time, because I still remember matchday 4 or 5. One of them was just a complete disaster. I had 9 players missing out. Hopefully no more of that, no more COVID-19 and stuff like that. But you know what, it's well outside our control. But thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.